this.
All right, let's start the Okay, so I went to the movie theater for the first time in like 2 years.
But you said you go to the movies all the time.
No, I watch movies. I don't go to the actual theater a lot.
Oh, okay. I thought that was weird because I thought you said that. I'm like, okay,
No,
now you're a liar.
I haven't been to the movie theater in like 2 years. So we went to the IMAX theater.
Were you by yourself, Pee-wee? Herman? Or...
No, he was with his wife, but he was still masturbating.
Oh, okay.
It was me.
Oh, that doesn't count then.
No, it was 3 of us.
You masturbated in front of your child? That's wrong.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So now you can go online. The IMAX theater, I think they're all like this, where you could buy your tickets online, put it in your Apple Wallet, and you pick your seat, right?
Oh yeah, you have to pick a seat.
Yeah. So, when I picked the seat, like 3 hours before the movie theater, there was only like 8 seats taken. Like the whole theater was empty. When we got there, it was still very, very empty, and the movie's supposed to start at 6:30, and this is an ongoing thing, right? Everybody knows about the previews.
Oh, it's at least 15 minutes with a preview.
30 minutes.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, I swear to God, the movie started. It was a 6:30 showing. It did not start until 7 o'clock.
Wait a minute. You sat through a half hour.
We actually got there like at 6:25. We sat in our seats.
Did they have fun movie facts? Remember they used to do that?
No.
They ask you questions. They have trivia.
So when we walked in at 5 minutes before it was supposed to start, it was already rolling. Like commercials and shit.
Oh, commercials. They have tons of commercials.
Yeah. So there was like 15 minutes of bullshit before the previews came on. And then there were seven movie previews. So, and then there was at least 3 ads for Coca-Cola, which why would Coca-Cola need to advertise? I don't know. It's all Coke product in there anyway. And there was at least...
You can only get... Yeah.
You can only get... Yeah.
Go out in the lobby and get Coke. Don't buy Pepsi.
Captive audience. So, and now this is the best part. 5 of the commercials, 5 of the advertisements were for AMC theaters, which we were sitting in.
Well,
they had celebrities,
Makes sense.
How did I don't understand that.
I don't either. Why are they showing us commercials for AMC theater, talking about how great they are, and then there's another one with a couple of celebrities, and they show previews, and then they go back into an AMC commercial, and then it's insane.
The movie theater concept is kind of a dying industry in the scheme of
I think
things.
it is totally.
So they're trying to bolster up their stock price and
they're not doing themselves. Yeah, you're right.
And their visual, and their
But
visibility.
That's
right.
what they're doing.
But why am I, when I'm watching the NBA playoffs, why am I getting NBA playoff commercials?
Yeah,
I'm already watching them.
I know.
You look. You got me. I want to see the NBA playoffs. You don't need to tell me to watch the NBA playoffs and how exciting it is. I'm already doing it.
Right.
I'm there.
In case you don't want to watch Game 3, that's what they're looking for the future. They're not talking about right now. They're talking about in the near future.
I think they're talking about Game 5 because there'll never be a Game 5.
Oh, and the other thing that they showed that which I've never seen before in a movie theater, previews for the Wolverine and
Deadpool
movie.
Yeah.
Right. It's now I'm confused. I don't know if because they did 3 different. They did a preview for that movie, and they did 2 or 3 other things with those 2 in it.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a thing because they're
doing
a thing. Yeah.
So they did the one where they come out and they say turn your phones off. Right.
Oh, yeah.
They did that. But one of the previews they did, full on swearing, F-bombs, the whole 9 yards, like insane.
Well, I mean, aren't you already watching a swear movie?
It's an R-rated movie we're in, so yes. But have you ever seen a preview where they're swearing like just dropping F-bombs?
No, I don't think
No, I don't think I ever have.
I didn't either. I was like, holy crap, dude. And they were getting like, Deadpool he was going all on. Like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty raunchy, man.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, Ryan Reynolds in that is really,
Yeah.
dude, he is awesome in that. But yeah, he's very sweary.
Yeah.
He's very sweary.
Well, they showed it all right there. I was like, okay. But it was, I guess, in the AMC theaters, no kids under the age of 12, I think, after 6:30 or something like that.
Okay, and that doesn't
And
mean
it's
shit
R-rated,
because
too.
I will tell you right
I know
now,
people-
I teach kindergartners. Okay, I have a group of kindergartners I pull out. They watch horrible shit that they should never see. They're telling me about movies and TV shows that they're watching that no way a 5-year-old should ever see this stuff.
They're seeing that stuff on YouTube and
Texas
they're
Chainsaw Massacre.
they're seeing it on their tablets and stuff. They're probably not watching it in the theater.
No, but
or-
they're seeing.
I know they're seeing everything and anything. Yeah.
The movies. The parents are letting them see
Yeah.
these movies, and I'm just thinking, I mean, there's some stuff that you absolutely shouldn't. I mean, a little
know.
kid should not see this.
I know people that did that.
5
I
years
was like,
old.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty messed up.
8-year-olds, Donnie. 8-year-olds.
30 minutes
Yeah.
before the show started.
It was.
And so here's what I said to my wife. I go, like I said, we don't go to movies a lot. I said, now that you pick your seats, you got your tickets. Now we know 30 minutes. Why the fuck? I'll just show up at 7 if it's a 6:30 show.
Yeah.
Or get there 5 minutes before 7. Give a good 30 minutes. Don't get there 15 minutes early.
Oh, maybe. You know what? Do people want to see that stuff?
I don't mind the previews were good. There's some good movies coming out.
Yes.
I want to see that Beetlejuice movie.
If
it
I
called?
have to.
Beetlejuice too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I have to see one more second or one more advertisement for Bad Boys.
Oh, that was
Whatever.
huge.
The new-
That was huge. Yeah.
Oh, the new Bad Boys.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Will Smith is still relevant.
Okay. So
him.
I don't know what the.
Martin Lawrence.
I didn't even know they talked.
Lawrence.
Yeah. Martin Lawrence. Whatever ate Martin Lawrence
fat.
and is now
Yeah.
taking the place of Martin Lawrence's head. I mean, I wonder if they had to do the whole thing in like
They make
wide
fun of him.
cinescope or something.
They make fun of him in the movie.
They have to.
Will Smith just rips him apart about eating and everything. The whole preview is like him taking food
I mean,
out of it.
is that all he's got? I mean, that's all he's got, right? He's like Kevin. Who's that? Kevin. Who's the guy I don't like?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. All he's got is short jokes.
You were going to say the little guy.
Yeah. All he's got is short jokes, and then now Martin Lawrence. All he's going to have is fat jokes. That's it, right?
Martin Lawrence, I always thought was really funny.
Yeah, remember the
I
Martin,
always,
the Martin
yeah.
Lawrence show was on the U at
Yeah,
Channel 26.
I
Yeah,
kinda liked
it was.
that
It was
show.
actually funny. Yeah, that was back in the day.
I mentioned this on the show before
Yeah.
to Ted, that movie Blue Streak that he was in.
Okay.
That
yeah,
was a funny
he's kind of
movie.
funny. I mean, he's not there to win the Academy Award. We all know that. I mean,
Right.
he's just there to entertain.
He's
and-
entertaining, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. I just don't find him that funny.
No, like I told you, I was watching a Kevin Hart comedy special after I had an edible, and I get the giggles, when I'm a little bit, high. And honestly, I didn't laugh 1 second.
That's impossible.
I just looked at it. And I was like, I'm
Are you
not-
sure you thought you watched it?
I
And-
was just.
yeah. Did you think you were watching it, but you were really watching Martin Lawrence?
I mean, I was like cringing
On a
'cause
small
he was
TV?
just trying so hard to be funny.
Turns out it was a documentary about what's his name from Different Strokes.
Todd
Todd
Bridges.
Bridges.
No, the other one, the short one.
Oh, Gary Coleman.
Yeah, it was Gary Coleman. You thought it was
Yeah,
you thought it was a
yeah.
Kevin Hart comedy special.
Yeah, but he filled up the whole whatever auditorium he's in. They're all, yeah, man. It's like a Netflix special. I'm just like, you know what? I wouldn't pay to see that dude. I mean, I didn't even want to see him on TV.
Well, we were
He hung out with Bill Cosby a lot.
Kevin Hart.
No.
Who?
What's his name from Different Strokes? Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman hung out with Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was actually in a
man.
really good movie
Oh,
too.
you know why? He would only take half as much roofie
Remember that
because
movie?
he's so small.
Remember that movie where he was living in
It's
the
like an
bus depot?
anesthesiologist.
What?
That movie, Gary Coleman, in the 80s, he was living in that bus depot.
You watch way too many movies.
I don't remember that. One.
This is why people love your movie mentions, but you watch way too many movies.
These are from my youth, man.
A movie about Gary Coleman who lived in a...
He played
Was
a
it like serious?
Yeah. It was like a...
Was that like his... No, are you sure that wasn't his life? Somebody's just following around the camera? I think things got a little ugly at the end, man. All right, let me do this. This is the Real Three Idiots podcast brought to you by Sunny Isle Jamaican Black Castor Oil, a Hair Awards 2024 finalist. You're not just getting the best in natural hair and skincare, you're also helping to support the farmers of Jamaica. You can find them at JamaicanBlackCastorOil.com. And happy Solidarity with the Peoples of Non-Self-Governing Territories Week. Teddy, how will you be celebrating Solidarity with the Peoples of Non-Self-Governing Territories Week?
By myself.
I couldn't even understand what this was.
I don't know what language that was written in.
Solidarity
I
with
get
the
solidarity.
The peoples.
peoples of non-self-governing territories.
Those are called. Oh, I think those are called free inhabitants. The people who
Non-self-governing?
Non-self-governing.
Somebody else runs the
it's
country.
like free. No, it's like free inhabitants. So the people who.
So is that us?
No, it's like the people who get pulled over. You see this, and they won't comply with the police. Like, show me your driver's license. I don't have one. I don't have to show it to you.
So it's all
because I
this
don't-
is for crazy people?
It's for crazy people. Yeah. They basically are considered mentally ill. So the people like these free inhabitants, the ones who think they can live in the country, but they don't have to like have a license plate on their cars. They
Yeah.
don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to follow any of the laws. And then when you see these these videos of them getting pulled over, of course it escalates into them eventually getting zip tied and arrested because they won't even comply with the simplest directive. Yeah, they're insane.
I had a
obviously.
run-in
So,
with one last week when I was downtown
A crazy person?
in a car. Remember, Ted, we talked about those consulate plates? They're like foreign nationals from another country here on behalf of their government, working for our government, and they don't have to play by our rules.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, and they have.
Well, I don't understand that.
They
Why
have
would
consulate
anybody
plates.
have diplomatic
This guy cut
immunity?
me off to get on the expressway. We're all waiting in line for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane downtown.
Yeah.
This guy bypasses everybody, and I didn't see him coming. He was going fast. Screeching halt, complete like 90-degree turn right in front of my car. And his consulate plates just fucking staring at me. And I'm just like, you motherfucker.
Well,
Like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
the good news is he probably didn't get to where he was going any faster if he's stuck in traffic. So.
no one's but he got on the ramp faster.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy when somebody cuts you off, and they do it illegally, and I don't care. I let him in, right? Because it's not worth it. But aren't you
Well, this I
aren't you
didn't
always?
see.
I know, but aren't you always just a little pissed?
Well, it's scared. First of all, it scared the hell out of me because he wasn't. There was nobody next to me, and all of a sudden, there's a blur next to me. I looked to my left, and then I look in front of me. He's in front of me. I'm like, oh my god.
So that's happened, in summertime.
We've seen it before,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well, they talk about motorcycles, right?
Yeah,
and it's
they
like,
cut through.
pay attention. But
Oh,
but
yeah.
here's the problem. I do pay attention.
But they don't follow the rules.
But if they're coming
They're
in
like
between
weaving-
traffic,
yeah,
Can't see him. Yeah.
They're weaving between cars. They're actually not in the lane.
I'm not looking for that ever.
No, but I'm
No.
saying like that's actually happened the last few times I've been driving in heavy traffic. I had this guy on a motorcycle. He's just he's going between like the lanes, which is illegal. So he's not staying behind the cars. He's just going around them. Yeah, and he ran a red light, and yeah, he got where he was going. But yeah, I see a motorcycle too. But you know what? If you don't follow the rules of the road, well, that's why they call motorcycle riders organ donors. There's a reason for that, So
Yeah, it's just really weird to me that I have to make a special effort for that.
Yeah.
And here, first of all, I'm on my phone. I'm probably eating. I'm probably drinking. I'm probably paying attention to my phone, right? Like searching
You're on your
something
phone
on my phone.
on traffic. No, you're not.
No, I'm actually. I try to be really, really good about
me
that.
too,
I mean,
man.
there's nothing that important.
No.
I don't think. I mean, for me, there's not a lot going on.
That's why I got my kids those Apple Play. They have older cars, obviously, so I got them Bluetooth Apple Play compatible radios installed in their cars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they're not. I mean, listen, it's still a distraction. Don't get me wrong. It's still a
hell yeah.
screen.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, at least they're not picking their phone up and looking at their phone. They can keep their eyes ahead to some degree. They have some wherewithal. But we had a strict rule, man, before they got their licenses, because I have that on mine. So I could everything is voice recognition, and if you get used to it, you get good enough, you can pay attention to the road and text, speak and text and things like that. You do it in your car.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly don't. I mean, once I'm on my way, I mean, how far am I driving?
Yeah,
what do I need to do that's so important? I mean, there's nothing really that big of a deal.
yeah, that can't wait an extra 10 minutes. So.
Yeah. I feel like that's that's just kind of like a no-brainer for me. All right, I got to do this because it's just too funny, and I know you guys paid attention to this. You guys saw this, that for the second time in less than a year, the U.S. Capitol Police found a bag of cocaine in the halls of the Capitol building.
When?
I heard about the first one
Just the other day.
No, I heard about the first one, not this one.
Yeah, literally just like a few days ago, they found another bag of cocaine.
Who determines if it's cocaine or not, Ted?
Well, I would
The
imagine.
dog?
No, I would imagine as soon as you like, that's good shit. Oh, yeah.
I want to see. I want to know.
The sniff test, like anything else.
Yeah, if you get a numbie, you're all good.
Yeah.
You
You know what's great about it? The first time they all blamed it on Hunter Biden, right? Because they said he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
So
first
now-
time. Yeah.
It's
It was
hilarious.
that was
he
ridiculous.
brought.
Oh,
it.
and now he's suing Hunter Biden on an off note. I guess he's suing Fox News and other affiliates
Yeah.
for saying he's like a drug addict, which is true, but because they're like denigrating him for being like a drug addict, it's like
Well, they used it against him. They made him. Something like they made him feel bad, or I can't remember what it was.
So what is this cocaine they found?
They found cocaine. They found a bag of cocaine in the Capitol building again. In
Like,
less
how
than a
much?
year.
I
in
don't.
the same spot in the same.
Isn't cocaine expensive still?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Never
know
bought-
anything
never
about
had-
cocaine.
Did it-
I know
did it
nothing
become-
about
I've never
Can
cocaine.
you just
seen
get it at Walmart now?
I've never seen it. I've never touched it. I've never
Well, here,
asked
Matt-
for it. I don't know
Matt
how
thinks
much it
it's
costs.
illegal to smoke pot wherever. Not that he does, not you personally, but we were at the golf course yesterday, and all those guys sitting out on the patio were getting high.
Oh, okay.
I walked outside. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And Matt goes, well, isn't it legal? I go, yeah, but you can't go to a restaurant and fucking smoke weed.
Honestly,
You can't walk down the
so
street.
If
You
you're
can't do
at
it
the
in your
patio
car.
of a golf course.
No.
If I'm on a golf course,
Can't bring your own alcohol. Can't bring your own drugs. You
well,
can't.
but you can't get drugs there. I can see not bringing alcohol, but you
can't.
can't buy pot at the golf. You know what? Let me get a hot dog, a Coke, and 2 ounces.
No, you can't smoke weed in public.
Blue shiny stuff. I don't know what they call stuff. You can't just walk down the street and
Absolutely not.
why?
It's the same thing with drinking alcohol. You can't have an open bottle and walking down the street. It's public intoxication.
What?
It's not good for society.
Wait, what?
We went through this process 150 years
Unless
ago.
you're in Vegas or apparently or Louisiana. I think if you're in Baton
Well,
Rouge,
there
you
are
actually-
certain,
you
like-
actually
Baton
can-
Rouge.
you
Are
actually
there any
can-
rules? Let me
Those
ask
are
you-
like street malls. Those are
Yeah.
like certain scenarios, like outside of Wrigley or
Yeah.
Boston when they block off
Right.
the thing. That's a different element. But walking down the city of Chicago, fucking just blowing hooch, that ain't right.
At 8 in the
At
morning.
8 in the morning, yeah.
With a 40 ounce of Magnum
Like
in
today,
one hand.
on the way here in traffic, I don't know who it was. Everyone's got tinted windows now. But somebody was. It was like
Yeah, I
insane.
smell it all
I had
the
to
time.
roll my windows up. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fucking.
I
crazy.
smelled some the other day when I was driving. So yeah, I don't advocate that because that's technically an OWI operating under the influence.
Yeah.
So there's there's DUI, then there's OWI. So
I wonder how different it is driving drunk and driving high. I mean, I'm sure they're both. I mean, they're both terrible. They're both terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm sure
no,
they're.
no.
I know they're terrible.
no, there's
but,
there's
but-
buzz,
but-
there's buzz driving, then there's
Buzz-
drunk driving. Buzz
driving is drunk driving.
Okay, yes. No, I think they had a commercial with a guy. I guess they just showed like the aftermath of an accident, and he's being loaded into the stretcher, and he's like, I was just buzzed.
yeah,
I wasn't drunk.
I was just a little high.
I drive better when I'm drunk.
Oh,
How about
man.
those guys?
We had two guys I grew up with.
I got a guy too.
That's
He
all
that's-
they talked about. Yeah,
he-
I'm so much better.
I drive better when I'm drunk. What
Yeah.
do you think?
And that guy wrapped his Camaro, Chevy Camaro. Yeah, he wrapped his Chevy Camaro around a light pole.
Yeah, our buddy
About-
Jason did the same thing.
Yeah, a year and a half after he had his car. We're leaving. What's that Polynesian place on River Road? Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I can't think of.
It's like a Hawaiian theme.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Hawaiian
yeah.
themed
Oh, it's
place.
still there. I was just talking
Yeah.
about that.
Is
the
it
other day.
really?
It's
Yeah,
still
it
there
is.
in
Yeah,
Des
it
Plaines.
is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to go.
Like the tiki. It's like the tiki
Yeah.
lounge or tiki torch or something like that.
Oh my God, we have to go there.
It's in Des Plaines.
Yes, in Des Plaines. Yeah.
Yeah, right on River Road.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to go. That's so we would go
It's
there.
a Coke bar now.
Oh, well,
just kidding.
perfect. I can just go to the
Oh,
Capitol
I thought that-
building
I
and
thought that
find
was
some.
I thought it was a thirsty. I
Isn't
thought
that great? I wonder, do you think other cities or other societies label bars like we do in Chicago? Oh, that's a Coke bar.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's a this bar.
Oh, I thought that
oh,
was
that's a that bar. Remember?
they have to.
that was
Everybody
the
has
that
to
was
know
the thirsty whale.
No, the Thirsty Whale was awesome. We were just talking about that.
We were
Matt
just
and I.
talking about the thirsty
'Cause
whale.
the guy walked in the restaurant the other day with a Blue Oyster Cult T-shirt on, and I told him, I go, they played at the fucking Thirsty Whale back in '89.
Is that crazy? And
That-
there's
that
a
was
whole
in Des
ton of
Plaines.
bands.
Was-
Molly
was-
Hatchet.
Yeah, wasn't that in Des Plaines, the thirsty whale?
No, it was in right by Indian Boundary.
Were there two
Yeah,
of them?
but that's right
no,
there. I mean, that's
Brandon River.
that's
It's-
pretty
but it's
close.
Forest Park.
That
Not-
can't be
it's
a
not Forest Park.
mile away from that.
Yeah.
Thirsty
Des
Whale.
Plaines? It's
no,
far from
no,
Des Plaines.
but it couldn't be from that tiki bar I'm talking about. It's right there on River Road.
A
It's
few miles.
not even the one I'm talking
Thirsty
about.
Whale's on Belmont and River.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's exactly. I feel like we're talking about the same place.
Oh, then that's not Des Plaines then.
yeah,
you're probably
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
know,
we're talking
forgot.
about the
It's
exact
been- it's
same
been
way
years.
south.
It's been
Yeah.
gone. It's been gone for years, but it's definitely in the suburbs. It's near. It wasn't too
Yeah,
far.
it's by
from
the
there.
railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
because
know
we
what
used to
that
get stopped by the railroad tracks.
is. Yeah,
and
and
guys
right
would-
in front there, yeah.
Yeah, right in front. Oh my God, dude, that was such a mess, man. God, the stupid ass shit we did when we were fucking kids. Honestly, how we're here is just beyond my ability to fathom.
What about the stupid shit you're gonna do maybe later?
I'm gonna. Could I? I don't want to do stupid shit later. I want to do good shit later. In fact, speaking of stupid shit, it's time for Ted's tips.
Oh boy. Wow.
Wait, whatever happened? Wait, I thought we were going to do a segment. Remember, we were talking about having a segment of the show that says what happens when important people die. Like how bad?
Like Bill Walton?
How bad would people lose their shit? You know, like if here, for example, like if we woke up today and Prince Charles, died of cancer, everyone would go,
Ted, he's gonna.
Okay, yeah.
It's a couple days.
Okay,
It's
okay,
gonna
okay.
happen.
Here's another example. Tom Brady found
don't say that.
unresponsive.
Ted,
You know,
don't make a joke about that.
no, but I'm saying like people would lose their. I mean, even though nobody knows, obviously other than his close friends, nobody knows Tom Brady. But we would act as if we knew the guy, and we would weep openly for him. I mean, I wouldn't personally, So
Okay, here
But-
I'll give you one. I'll give
Yeah.
you one that makes no
well,
sense.
people would
to
just
me.
lose their shit.
Here, ready?
Yeah.
Bobby Flay's dog or Bobby Flay's cat, one of those two fucking animals that Bobby Flay has, died on Twitter or one of those social media things. Thousands, it might have been tens of thousands of people wishing Bobby Flay well wishes because his animal died.
Oh, by the way, I actually just on the off note, I actually read the top celebrities who are cool versus the ones who are assholes, and Bobby Flay was one of the asshole
my
celebrities. Like he
God.
treats people like shit.
You just eat that shit up.
I ate it
You
up like
eat it up. You love to find a celebrity who you hurt. You're like Don. Don does that too. Oh, he's an asshole.
That guy-
They
Well,
tell stories.
I don't know if he's an asshole. I'm just
No,
going
you
by
don't,
what
but
people
But you're
go
saying
by.
he is.
You-
But
yeah.
you're literally implying that he is. You're
Just because
implying that lots
somebody-
of people.
Somebody met
Yeah,
the guy.
it's
Maybe he was
some-
having a bad day. I don't know. He was having a bad day.
But
so.
I mean, hold on a second. If
I
you're-
love Bobby Flay.
If
Yeah,
you're
I'd have him cook for me.
yeah, yeah, he's give me my bitch. But if a famous person, if you're walking up to a famous person, so they're out with their friends. Let's say Bobby Flay is out with I don't know whatever girl he's cheating on with he's done with his wife or still with his wife.
I thought
or
he was taking his
girlfriend.
cat's remains to the mausoleum.
That thing's dead. That thing's fucking.
It's
gone.
always awkward
Pet
though.
Pet
Like
Cemetery?
where you're going with
Right,
this, right?
so there's 4 people, and then I run up to Bobby. Like, hey, you're Bobby Flay, man. Hey, can you sign my balls or something?
I know,
Man,
it's always-
I got a pot in the I got a pot in the car I just bought. Can you sign it? Oh, you're not going to sign your dick. And then you get on social media and you say what a dick Bobby Flay is because he just wants to do his thing, man. Right?
Yeah, I know.
It's that double-edged sword because if he's not nice, he's got like a social media personality that he kind of has to go with.
Yeah.
But how many people like drunken jagoffs or just some random asshole is ruining Bobby Flay's day because and then he comes off and then maybe somebody's there taking a picture and it's like Bobby Flay doesn't give a child. By the way, what Bobby Flay didn't know is that child has leukemia and he's going to die in 3 days, and he just didn't give him a
What a jerk.
Didn't give him the make a wish.
yeah. He just couldn't sign. He couldn't go to this kid's house and sign this kid's stove.
I
That's all
think a lot of like
Sign a spatula.
I think a lot of these like quasi celebrities who get put into it because they're good at doing what they went to school for, like a chef,
Right.
right? These guys and these women and these men and women are not built to be like spokespeople or entertainers. They're molded into that position because of they could sell them, right? So somebody's like, hey, you're great and you look good and we could probably make you into something. So it's not they didn't inspire to be like this.
Yeah, well,
role model.
Yeah, well, it's like Gordon Ramsay. He's obviously a he's top of the food chain chef who just happened to monetize his ability. And now he's a celebrity as a result of that. But he's not an actor or a singer or anything like
Well,
that. He's,
you remember-
he is kind of an actor.
He is kind of an actor now.
because that whole persona, like
I think that is an
well,
actor.
yeah,
Well, most
yeah.
of it
no,
is,
I
for
heard he's
sure,
actually
yeah.
pretty. Like when he goes on the Hell's Kitchen, he screams at people. Obviously, he's
Yeah.
not that way in real life. It's just
no,
for
you
ratings.
can't run a business.
It's
like
for
that.
ratings, So
He's not running.
It is
his
pretty. It is
restaurants
pretty
like
funny when he
that.
picks up the meat. He goes, "You didn't even cook the goddamn thing.
Well, you guys remember?
It's still raw.
You
Ted's
guys
gonna
remember
play him in the
before-
movie. Ted's gonna.
What is this?"
He doesn't have the hair for it. You remember before there was Gordon Ramsay, it was Emerald, and remember
yeah.
they made
Oh, yeah.
they made a sitcom.
Bam.
They made a sitcom with Emerald.
No, remember Dom DeLuise? Who was the cook?
he wasn't a cook.
Was it
He
not
told-
Dom?
he-
Not Dom. Oh no, the
He
other
was a
guy.
comedian,
no,
but he did cook.
There,
He ate a lot.
He
no,
did cook.
But
He
there
did
was
eat a
another.
lot.
But there was Paul Prudhomme. He was like a chef
Yeah, Paul
back.
Prudhomme,
He,
yeah.
he looked like Dom DeLuise.
Oh, my mom
Oh,
had
that big guy.
Yeah, my mom had like 3 or 4 of his cookbooks.
Is that the
Paul
Italian
Prudhomme.
guy that wore the Crocs, the orange Crocs?
Oh, the orange.
No, that was a different guy.
that was a
He was like
different
back-
guy.
yeah,
And
and
this
who-
is like a Cajun guy,
And
I
who,
think, wasn't he?
Julia Child.
She was the best, dude.
She was like the
You
original.
love her. I saw the movie.
She was
Dude,
a
I
chef,
love
right?
her.
She was an original celebrity.
you know they made
chef,
it-
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
She
they made
was
a,
amazing.
They made a big movie about her, like
Yeah.
a motion picture.
Yeah, several, like at least 2.
No, but no. This
There's
was
the one-
this was a
I
released
saw
in
that
the
one, yeah.
theaters,
Yeah, I
motion
know.
picture.
Well, they made B and Julia Childs with Amy. What's her name? Who ruins everything?
Amy Adams.
Yeah, Amy Adams.
Jesus.
That one
She
where
does ruin everything.
she ruins every movie. My wife and I are in complete agreement with this. We see her in a movie and it's like, nope, done.
Okay, so real quick before we move on,
She ruins everything.
Except for that movie about Julia Childs.
in your opinion, right now, if someone died like in this week, and who would lose? Like people would just lose their shit. Like who's the person? Like if they died like tomorrow, everybody collectively would lose their shit, even though they don't know the celebrity personally.
Donald Trump.
Obviously,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if him
or,
or Biden.
or even that. I mean, everyone would just lose their fucking mind, right?
That'd be so great if they were in their what do you call it, debate, and they both dropped dead. Greatest day of all time. Could you imagine
The conspiracies that would
pandemonium?
come out of that?
Yeah, the pandemonium that would occur. That would be
Yeah,
beyond.
I mean, everybody would just lose their shit, right?
that would
Yeah,
be
I didn't
beyond
even
the
think
greatest
about
thing
that.
ever.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so
Literally beyond the greatest thing ever. Okay. You know what I just realized? I did not write down Teddy's tip. So I have to kind of go through here.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. This is
Who's
easy.
the slacker
Right.
now, Ted?
Yeah, no shit.
You forgot to press the start button?
Yeah, it's time for Ted's Tips. Ted's Tips is brought to you by Steak and Shake. Steak burgers and handmade milkshakes since 1934. Don't forget, every day from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is happy hour. All shakes and drinks are half price. And now, for all of you beatniks who are listening to this, and if you know what beatniks is, you are as old as I am. It's poetry time.
Maybe.
I'm not even doing it.
All right, Ted. Be it friend or foe, stand or mow, they all know his tips are fire. You can count on Ted. He's like right, Fred, said Fred. And he ain't no liar. Because he just don't roll that way. Ted set to slay it. Listen one, listen all, because this might be worth 2 trips. Without further ado, it's time for Ted's Tips.
Damn it. I thought your songs were good. This is so much better. This is. I told him, I know he's got a big head, Teddy, because everybody loves the tips. Everybody loves the poetry. Everybody loves the poetry.
People love flattery, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
They're going crazy. Okay. Short and sweet, Teddy. Here we go. Ted, we need your advice. I have some friends and we want to start a podcast, but we don't know what to talk about. We like to travel and we like coffee. What should we do our cast about? Belinda, 31, Los Angeles, California.
Is that what it's called, a cast? Is that what we're saying now? Hey, man,
is
I
that
got
what-
this cast.
I don't know. Everyone shortens
You listen
everything
to
up.
that cast? Huh?
I don't know. Is that what people say?
You listen to that pod?
Yeah, potting. It's called like potting now.
Yeah, podding.
The PCast, man.
Did you ever do with that pod, man?
Yeah.
Did you get that pod out your ass?
You know what? That might be a completely different thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, sounds like, Belinda, you just answered your own question where, if you like travel and coffee, then, yeah, you could probably build, an amateur podcast around those two topics not talk about them indefinitely. You're going to eventually have to mix it up.
But not professional like ours. So she
Yeah.
could start with
Right.
something amateur,
Amateur.
like traveling
Like
coffee,
amateur
but she
hour.
could not
Yeah.
be a pro like us.
Not professional like us. So with the level of research and diligence that we put into this podcast.
Yeah, make sure one of your friends is drunk all the time when you do it.
Well, I mean, obviously, you have the true. Everyone seems to have a hard on for these true crime podcasts, right? Everyone has a hard on for those true. I mean,
Showing.
is there like 10 of them? I mean, I think there's like 20.
There's thousands of them.
How many crimes are there? You know what I mean?
Ted, I'm committing a crime right now just so I can be on a podcast. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm going to commit a crime tonight, and then I hope it's going to be on a true crime podcast later.
Jeez, it's like
Or a
everyone's
true,
committing
a
crimes.
true crime cast.
Yeah, cast. Sorry, yo.
Yeah, I mean, you build a podcast or anything. Yeah, if you like travel and coffee, you could talk about that. Obviously, you got to put an entertainment spin on it to pique the interest of your audience. I mean, I would just keep it light. I think the premise of this podcast is whimsy and nonsense. We don't really talk about anything in particular, right? We just talk about a haberdashery of multiple subjects that really don't lead to anywhere or help anybody.
It's certainly not grammatically correct because I believe haberdashery is a hat store.
Oh, that's right, haberdashery. What's
Oh my
what's
God.
Yeah.
what's that
so
word?
we are the hat store of podcasts.
What's
That's right. You know what it is? Something that used to exist a long time ago that doesn't exist
But on
anymore.
your
the
podcast
haberdashery
hat.
doesn't exist anymore. Right?
Put on your
No.
podcast hat.
You know what's perfect? We would have been a great podcast like 50 years ago when there was a haberdashery. So we're a podcast behind its time.
We could have all been ventriloquists.
We're at the
Ted's our dummy.
we're in the
I'm
right
not
place.
putting my hand anywhere.
We're at the right place at the wrong time. So we're in the dustbin of history,
Right.
is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
We're in the wrong place. We're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly.
At the right time.
And by the way, Belinda, I'm looking at this. There are at least 50 podcasts about coffee. So you better have a really solid coffee podcast if you're going to do that.
50.
I'm looking at it right now. I just looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Well, congratulations on being the 51st.
Could you imagine? What could you possibly? I mean, I like coffee. I have a coffee. I have a
drink coffee
coffee or
every
two
day. I
every.
drink coffee every
yeah,
day.
1 or 2 a day.
I just don't celebrate.
Yeah, yeah. But could you imagine giving enough of a shit to listen to someone talk continuously about a coffee every day? I get it. I know.
We met a guy at a party in Arizona, and he actually buys his own beans and then roasts the beans himself to brew his coffee. So he doesn't buy his beans. He roasts the beans. He's got a roaster, so he roasts them.
He doesn't grow the beans though.
He
gets them
buys
from somewhere.
he actually he's very he buys them from like
Farmers
Organically-
market, farmers
No, no,
market.
organically sourced.
Not necessarily organically sourced, just like the person, the farm, one of those.
So it's not. He's not buying
Deals.
it commercially.
What?
He's not.
Correct.
He's not buying like a bag at Starbucks. Of
So
coffee.
so he's in contact with the guy in Colombia.
No, but there's
Coffee and Coke.
there's importer and exporters that work directly with the growers, so you know exactly where your beans are coming from. So he gets the beans are like green, and then he roasts them, and then he grinds them and makes his coffee with them. He's like honestly, it's coffee like you've never had. But that's a
Welcome to
popular thing.
Coffee
There's
Talk.
stores all over now,
Yeah.
like microbrewed,
Yeah.
like microbreweries. There's coffees.
What?
Yeah, and there's a couple of them in Chicago that they do beer and coffee.
That seems like it would defeat the purpose. Like you're just kind of you just well, I guess you'd be pretty even keel.
It's an art. It's an art, right?
That's
But you'd constantly be taking.
That's
a
like having a
shit.
store. That's like having a store that has dildos and vibrators. Just it's unbelievable that two concepts would be put together under the same roof.
Okay, so now
I'm
okay.
flummoxed.
So as dumb as this sounds,
Early to bed.
yeah, as dumb as this sounds, Belinda. Now I kind of want to go to a really good coffee store and see if there's a difference between insanely good
I do
coffee
too.
and regular.
I do
Can we
too.
make it a point to do that?
I haven't done that.
As
yet.
long as,
Damn
we
it,
don't have to
Belinda.
go, as long as we don't have to go downtown. I'm not going down there.
There's places that aren't downtown that are here. But they're like you're getting the beans. They're freshly roasted. Like they're constantly roasting them. So you're getting beans right out of the roaster, ground down and brewed right in front of you.
Son of a bitch.
As opposed to buying.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you buy the whole beans and you grind them yourself, it's not the same because they were roasted weeks ago or months ago or whatever. They're sitting in those bags. It's not the same. This is as fresh as could be.
Yeah, I'd be willing to try that out. But the problem is once you have like coffee that tastes that good,
Yeah, you can't.
You're
there's no
gonna
going
always
back.
want.
That's
coffee that
exactly
tastes
what
that
this
good.
guy said. He's like, "There's no going back." He's like, "You're gonna crave
Well,
it. It's that much better."
That's one of my favorite shows. I can't remember what they were talking about, but the woman comes over and they have a dinner party, and she brings over this really good marmalade, like this jelly,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, "This," and everybody eats it, and it's just like it's the greatest thing, and everybody's like, "I have to have this," and it's like $14 a jar
Yeah.
instead of like I don't know
Yeah.
what is it, $3 at the
Right,
store, right?
yeah.
Right, and so they all plot to find something to screw her over with like the nicest, best thing ever. And so one guy, he's an idiot guy. I'm not. I pointed to Ted, so I'm not. But I'm not gonna say it. This guy brings over like this box of shitty wine, and it's the best wine they've ever had, and it's literally $4 cheaper than any wine. And they're like she screwed us. She screwed us. She put us in a new jelly. Really bad. All right, so Teddy, what is your advice to Belinda?
I just gave
No,
it.
I'm just sum it up. Just sum it up.
Sum it up. Yeah, you like
brief
you
synopsis.
like travel and coffee. Yes,
haberdashery it.
delve into those subjects. Do a deep dive. Make sure you have enough material to talk. Do a little prior research before the show, and yeah, you could probably talk about travel and coffee indefinitely, since they're the two very obviously coffee is world popular, and travel's right up there too. So yeah, you could have an endless amount of stories that could last you for at least 10 episodes
But
before you have to come up with something new.
It doesn't have to be an hour and a half long.
No,
You could do shorts. No, I mean it doesn't have to be an hour long. You could do like short because
That's true.
you can start off doing like 15-minute short things, right?
That is true.
have some cool music in the background. Have a celebrity spokesperson on the show. I don't know. So
That celebrities, but yeah. Just go. You know what? Pool up your money and get. I don't know, somebody who's already had a show for maybe 120 some odd episodes,
Yeah.
who's very famous,
who's available?
who would be willing to say that this is a great podcast, who's got a recognizable voice.
Yes.
You know, it'd be great if you can do. They got that celebrity thing where you can pay them a nominal fee, right? What's that called? And they'll
Appearance fee. Appearance
No,
fee.
no, no.
they'll do that personal video for you.
Yeah, they'll do a little. They'll do a little.
What the hell's that called?
I don't know.
That business
I know
where you
that
can-
I saw it on John Oliver,
Oh.
where Snooki was.
There's like 10,000.
Yeah, you pay like $30, and
Yeah.
they'll give you 30 seconds. They'll basically say 30 seconds of whatever
Yeah.
you want.
A celebrity will
Yeah,
Yeah.
for $30.
Yeah.
it's probably more. It's probably
Well,
like
it
$100.
depends on the celebrity. I mean,
Yeah.
some of them are cheaper than others.
Yeah, I mean, Ted, you and I, $8.
Yeah, bag
Yeah.
of peanuts.
Yeah, one. Oh, hold on. I mean, I'll take half a bag of peanuts. I like peanuts. What can I say? Yeah.
But what I had an idea was, what about all the celebrities or famous people that are in prison? Have them for
Captive audience.
non-violent, like insane crimes, right? Like not those,
Oh,
not
not the
those
fun ones?
No, not those ones. Just like
This is-
Well, who's in prison for a non?
like the douchebag from Bitcoin. That guy.
Oh,
that
Sam
yeah,
Sam
like
Friedman?
Sam Friedman.
Sam
call-
Friedman, yeah.
like pay him like 50. Well, you can't pay him because you can't make money off of his thing, right?
Wait, no. Wouldn't it be? Hold on. Just let's do this next week. If this came out, this would be the greatest thing. Hey, I'm John Wayne Gacy, and I love the Real 3 Idiots podcast.
Yeah.
That would be a miracle if you say that.
No, but I'm
We don't-
saying...
we don't-
It's called Cameo.
Cameo, yeah.
Cameo.
Yeah. But how great would that be just to get not to get the best, to get the absolute shittiest shitbags of all time that are in jail. I'm Charles Manson.
I'm Charles Manson's son,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Chuck.
When I'm
Chuck
not
Manson.
Yeah, when I'm not killing people or getting people to kill people,
No,
I
get
listen to the Real 3 Idiots podcast.
Yeah, actually, that's a great psychology. I mean, think about it, because if you're infamous, you're still famous, right?
Oh yeah.
Get their offspring. Gacy's got a couple of kids.
Does he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, you can't be. You have to change your name, right?
They
You're not-
left. Well, they were long gone.
So they're not living
Well,
in the
actually,
neighborhood?
they were long gone. They left him when he was in Iowa before he came to Chicago and did what he did because he was arrested for sodomy in Iowa and spent like 3 years in prison.
Really?
In Iowa, yeah. So as soon as he got arrested there, they split on him.
All right.
So he hasn't seen his kids since they were like.
man.
Yeah, he was
my
married-
new
he was
last
married
name
at
is
one-
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because he was married. I think he had a wife and kids in
Yeah,
Iowa.
in Iowa, yeah.
And then I think when he came here, he reinvented himself as that.
Yeah, because
Pogo.
As a clown,
Pogo
as
the-
a clown
Pogo
who
the
murdered
clown, yeah.
kids. Yeah,
Pogo the clown,
wow,
yeah,
what a
so-
great.
yeah.
You know what? New life.
no, he was a Democratic committeeman. He got
Yeah,
into local politics.
He took a
and
picture. Actually, he took a photo with Rosalind Carter, which
Carter,
was Jimmy
yeah.
Carter's,
Yep.
wife.
Yeah, when she was
in
First
town.
lady, Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
when
a
the
famous photo of
Democratic-
him.
yeah.
There's a famous photo of him standing next to Rosalind Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, see, now we missed that train. There we go. We're behind our times. If we'd have just started this 30 or 40 years ago, we'd be the most famous podcast in the world.
All the good serial killers are dead. Ted Bundy, the
good
Night
ones.
Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
I'm Ted Bundy. When I'm not sharpening a knife,
Yeah.
I'm listening to Real 3 Idiots
we
podcast.
still got the Green River Killer in Washington. He's probably
The
available.
Green River Killer. How do you? What the fuck
What
is
about
a
the
Green River
sniper? The
Killer?
sniper guy from DC.
Oh, the sniper. Oh, they executed his ass.
Oh, they
he's
did?
dead.
Did they kill him?
Oh,
the
yeah.
kid's not.
The kid's alive.
Yeah,
but
the kid's
the other
alive.
guy, the adult, they toasted him. So
Wow.
wimpy he going.
Holy crap, dude! That is
Ted is up on his
insane.
serial killers.
Yeah,
Poisonous animals, and serial
just
killers.
death in general.
Yeah.
He is the death.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
He-
all spell death.
Ted
in
is the
some form or
harbinger
another, yeah.
of doom. What are you?
What are you doing?
Oh my
right now?
God,
Dude, you just turned him on.
Yeah, I know. He's
No.
He's playing with his cord, folks.
all right. You know what? Let's make it a little bit lighter.
Okay, yeah. It was getting a little dark there for a second.
Okay. You guys all know William Shatner,
Yeah.
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 Captain
Famous,
Kirk.
yeah.
Captain Kirk, T.J. Hooker.
Hooker,
J. Hooker,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And I can't think of anything else he did after that.
He did.
All he did was commercials after that.
Yeah.
All the Priceline
No.
stuff. What?
There was a show between after T.J. Hooker.
What?
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, but that guy's been on TV or the movies
Oh,
like basically.
it's
his whole life.
the lawyer show.
I-
Yeah, it was a lawyer show. He was a
maybe.
lawyer on something. Legal Eagles
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Yes.
How old is he?
Yes. The
Yeah.
MB. Yeah.
I can't tell what that guy. He looks.
So you ready?
Oh, he's
either-
like 80
either
years old.
Okay,
He's-
yeah.
Older. Oh, yeah, yeah. He just turned
93
yeah, yeah.
years old.
Wow.
Literally just turned 93
that's
years
right.
old. And like most 93-year-olds, you know what he did?
Pissed his pants.
Nope. He knows what kids want, and he has now created, excuse me, a children's album. A children's album for kids. Yeah.
So did the lady in Utah who allegedly poisoned her husband. She created a children's book too. So
Well, this is just an album. This is an album,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I didn't realize this. So he created an album, and this is what he did. He has a theme. He's writing the kids' album is songs about climate change and the interconnectedness of life on Earth.
And
You know,
he
all the
sent-
shit kids love.
Yeah.
Kids love that shit.
and he's an expert on it, I'm sure.
And so I was laughing because
Kids
I
love
was just like, I think I've heard some of this, but I don't know if I did. And so I found some songs from William Shatner, and it's not necessarily this album, but I wanted to play it a little bit and just to see, because when you hear an album, you think singing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Nice.
The great William
0
Shatner.
hour.
9 a.m.
Yep.
And I'm going to be
High
high
as
as
a
a kite.
By then.
And this is marketed to 12-year-olds.
No. This,
I've heard that before.
yeah, this one, and I forgot about this. I literally
So
forgot about this.
he's talking through like Elton John songs and stuff.
Yeah. So
This
now
is this is new or old?
that is old.
That
This
sounds-
his new album is brand new.
So what is that album? That's just like him doing.
Oh man, I could not.
I forgot what you call it when you're.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. I have it. I literally just found it. This
the
is
new one, the 93.
This is the new one.
He's 93
Okay.
now. Okay.
Would you like to hear Elephants and Termites, Oh My Honey Guide, or 7,000 Miles on a Nonstop Flight?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Oh, is he going to sing? Bill Shatner, you little bastards.
Born up in Alaska, where they like to mate, there's a type of bird that never hibernates. They fly long distance.
Birds don't hibernate.
Like you wouldn't believe.
There's no bird that hibernates.
The man's 93. He's on a roll.
They go 7,000 miles on a non-stop flight. 7,000 miles with day and night. 7,000 miles with
All right.
Okay, how much drugs are in his system when he's saying that song? That's all I want to know.
Shit!
We should drug test him.
Is that? Oh my God, Mommy, no!
He's a weird dude, man.
Come on, hold on a second.
God
Can-
bless him.
does
He's
he-
a great guy. I'm from all intents. I think he's just a wonderful human being, but he's kind of weird.
Kind of weird. He thinks that there's going to be
Yeah.
one child on this planet that says, "Mommy, before I go to bed, could you play me anything but Bill Shatner, please?"
But beside that, he convinced somebody to produce and put that out.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's pretty influential. He
He
probably
paid for it.
And he probably funded it with
Fuck,
his own
he
money.
paid for it.
He funded
Yeah,
it with his own
that's
money.
right, yeah.
You know, 'cause he's bored. Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm sure the guy goes, "Oh, that's a great idea," and he said to them, "All I need is $100,000." And he goes, "Well, as long as you have $100,000, Bill, you're set." Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh man,
Is that? I don't understand it.
he's reinventing himself.
Do you? I mean,
well, I mean,
that's
he's retired. He's probably got all the money in the world. You know, he's got a lot of free time on his hands. So I mean, he just starts doing weird shit after a while, I suppose, right?
Well, he's been doing it. He's got the other albums too.
Oh, there's other weird shit. Okay,
Before
this
that.
is actually worse.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, talking through Elton John, I guess is something, right? I mean,
Right, that's-
we have all heard that. I do remember now hearing that a
I
long
think I
time
did
ago.
too,
yeah.
yeah.
But that, I mean, that's just 7,000 miles on a non-stop flight. Damn you kids! Yeah, turn
hibernate-
the music down.
hibernating bird.
Yeah.
What bird hibernates? I'm trying to think of it. I really don't think there's such a thing. but-
passenger pigeon. Oh, they're extinct. Never mind.
Yeah. What, passenger pigeons are extinct? I didn't. Oh, I don't care about any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So now that the weather's getting pretty nice in Chicago, we've had some nice evenings without the rain. The windows are open, right? We talked about the birds chirping.
yeah.
So I have a lot of birds by me because my neighbor feeds them all. So we have an exceptionally large number of birds constantly around. I mean, a lot.
Okay.
Mostly sparrows,
Yeah, because your neighbor
robins,
is feeding them.
he feeds them like it's
I
incredible.
mean, is it like a bird house or like a
He's
bird
got-
feeder? He's got
He's
everything.
got multiple bird feeders and he throws shit on the ground.
Yeah.
It goes on and on. So we were awakened like at 3 a.m. It's the robins. I mean, I know what a robin sounds like. They have a couple of different calls. Fucking loud as shit. It was like 3 a.m. So last night, 1:50 a.m. birds chirping. It started.
150.
It started at 1:50, and 1:50 and all the way. That's it. They're not sleeping anymore. 1:50. I looked at the clock. It was 1:50 in the morning, and it pitch dark, and birds are chirping like
Usually
nuts.
you hear them about 4 or 5 in the morning. Normally, right?
3, like
Normally.
they start. I mean,
I
they're-
blame the cicadas. I do. I blame
maybe it
the
is the
cicadas.
cicadas. Maybe that's what it is. That early, they're eating them. They eat the cicadas. I know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm blaming cicadas on everything. Yeah, I'm in fact,
Global warming.
I'm so
cicadas.
sick. I'm so sick of hearing the word cicada that it's already making me insane. I can't do it
I haven't
anymore.
even seen one yet.
What?
Oh.
I know. I think I saw one.
You can go
I saw one this morning.
They're all over, man. We got
Yeah, you
tons
go out
of
my
them
yard.
Me.
Yeah, I mowed the lawn, so there's less.
They're down south, like in Tennessee. They're insane. Like Nashville, insane.
Well, because they have more trees and stuff, right?
I don't know if they have more trees here. but-
Humidity. I don't know.
Less people. So here's what I didn't know. I thought cicadas made their noises at night. I guess when it's really warm, really dry, and during the day,
Yeah.
that's when they're the loudest. I guess at night they're not, because we were sitting outside in the backyard, and I'm just like, oh, the cicadas. And then, no, I got an earful. I got an earful because everybody now knows everything about a cicada.
Right.
Every single person is now a cicada expert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing I don't need to know. And by the way, if I'm out with you or doing anything, or you see me on the street, right? You run up to me and say, "Oh, you're Matt from Real 3D's podcast. Let me tell you about cicadas." No, fuck you. I've heard it all. There's nothing about cicadas I don't
You
know.
can eat them. You can eat them.
What?
You can eat cicadas.
Why?
Why not?
What's their
Protein.
what's their lifespan? What'd you say it was?
No.
Like a
No.
depends on how many birds are.
You know what I
around.
have to say about that?
7,000 miles and no turning
Nice.
back. 7,000 miles through
Is there a cicada song on there?
7,000 miles for hundreds of hours.
No, I bet if you listen to that after a couple of edibles and you
hold
had
on,
a drink,
hold on.
it'd actually be.
Let's see. Let's see.
I was driving next to somebody jamming to that.
Barnacle Bill the Sailor, Chomp Chomp, Mushrooms Talk to Trees. No. I think when you're on mushrooms, you talk to trees. Where Would the Animals Sleep, which is the actual name of the thing. Aphids and Ants. I Saw Your Mommy Naked. Whoops.
Aphids, dude. That's my garden's nemesis.
Secret Agent Whale. Come on. Come on. We
That's-
have to.
That's code
I
for
think she went to Res High School.
That's code for something else.
I live a life of danger, prowling the North Seas, spying on suspicious boats and other enemies. Now, I'm not complaining, but I do have to say, it's hard to be a spy when 1,000 pounds I weigh. Secret Agent Whale. Secret Agent Whale. No tall tales. I'm a secret agent.
Oh, I thought you said secret Asian whale.
Secret Agent.
I thought that's what he said. Didn't it sound like
Yeah.
he said that?
Oh, I'm
Secret
sorry.
agent,
Secret
yeah, agent.
Agent
Yeah.
Whale.
Is that going to be your new ringtone, by the way? 'Cause that shit-
Can I do that?
You can
I
get
mean-
Bill Shatner. He's probably on Cameo. Guarantee he's on Cameo.
Oh, my
There's
God.
nothing that guy.
No, I
won't do
want
for him.
Secret Agent Whale.
Can we get
as
him
my
on the
ringtone.
show? I mean, it seems like he's got a lot of free time.
get him
We'd have to do it fast.
No,
It's
we
not
could
easy.
pay him to do a cameo and we could put it on the show.
No,
Like,
but
he
I
could-
would love to get.
He
I
could
would
play like he's a guest on the show.
No, I want to. What I want to do is I want to go through and I just want him to just give me the how he came up with the songs. I just would spend an entire however long it takes, 4 hours. I don't care. However long the show is, I want Bill Shatner
to talk as much as
telling
he
me,
wants.
Secret Agent Whale. Well, here's my motivation to that. Okay,
He didn't write those. Somebody else is writing that.
Bullshit. He is giving out his knowledge to the children. He's got a limited amount of time left, right? I mean, he's not going to sing a song called like T.J. Hooker was
And
better than Captain Kirk.
I think he stole that song. I think that's a Blue Oyster Cult song.
Isn't everything stolen at some point?
I guess.
And just
Secret
rebadged
Agent,
and
Secret
rebadged?
Agent Whale. That's what I thought it was honestly going to be. Secret Agent Whale. I'm
Again,
saying
he said
Asian.
Asian.
It
He
does
said it
sound like
again.
I'm saying Asian.
Yeah.
He did say that. I thought he said that.
That is messed up. All right, so Mark, we're going to do this because I know how much you hate it, but we have to do it.
What?
We have to talk a little Donald Trump. We have to.
Who's we?
We do.
I don't care. You talk about him all you want.
Okay, because this last week, Donald Trump claimed that the FBI
Oh, yeah.
was told by President Biden to use deadly force when executing the warrants at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, they were given the use of deadly
The
force.
use of deadly force,
to assassinate. He used the word assassination, I believe.
yeah, to assess it to make sure that they put him away.
Yeah.
They wanted him down. Okay, now this is awesome because a couple of things occurred. He wasn't actually at Mar-a-Lago, so if they were going to kill him, they would have to go wherever he was. He wasn't physically there, so it'd be a waste of time. Okay, but how cool would it be? How cool would it be just to think about this? I mean, obviously that's the most ridiculous, idiotic, and stupidest thing.
Right.
Now I started thinking, what could he say? What could Donald Trump say? No bullshit. That would literally unbelievable to even his hardcore Kool-Aid drinking lunatics.
There's nothing.
What could he say? Is there a thing that
No.
he could state? Could he say that he was like literally that aliens came down and he went up to Mars yesterday and he came back and they told him how to run the Earth better?
They won't
Could he
hear it.
say that?
They won't hear it. You don't hear things like that.
Oh,
They
so,
hear something else.
so did you see that when we were in Huntley when I was driving back? There's a Donald Trump truth store. There was a truth store on Route 45.
Is it? It's just an empty room.
No, it was like it looked like a general store, except
Oh,
it was full of
selling
all
his
it was full of all Donald Trump merchandise paraphernalia. And yeah, I just drove past it, but it said Donald Trump Truth Store. The truth.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, because you weren't looking. I was.
I would have looked for that. No, I definitely would have
But
looked for
what
that.
I'm saying
Google
about what you're saying is like, is there anything so crazy that he could say that would turn people off?
Right.
And the answer is no, because he's done it before. And then when it's replayed or brought to his attention or criticized, they spin it. Well, he was just kidding, or it means something else.
Oh,
It's
the
a
exploding
euphemism.
trees.
He's talking
Trees
about.
get dry and explode.
He's not talking about aliens, he's talking about liberals and Democrats, or he didn't mean that. He meant it in this way. So he's so perfect and so smart and so genius that even when he's doing something that's ludicrous, it's really intentional and meaningful. You just got to know what he's talking about.
So you got to be in the know.
You got to be in the know, or you figure it out, because it's like Q. I mean, Q's helping him, or all this different shit.
So it's like the game within the game. It's like a Russian doll. You open
so,
the doll. There's another
Teddy,
doll inside.
Teddy, you're the furthest right out of all of us. Is there something?
I wouldn't say that, but go ahead.
Teddy, you're 1,000 miles righter than we are.
I wouldn't say. I'm pretty moderate actually, but go ahead.
You're right with a W. So goddamn right.
WRITE.
I think the whole thing's amusing. That's
Yeah,
all. I mean,
but is there something? Do you think there's anything he could say? Could he come out? Or could he come out and be like, literally be insanely racist, like overtly? Could he be overtly homophobic? Is there anything that he could say or do? Okay, how about this? I'll even top it. He walks on stage, drops his pants, whips his dick out, pulls his pants back up, walks off the stage. Does it change anybody? Does it change any of his Kool-Aid drinkers?
They're going to find.
That was the dick of destiny.
Do you know what I'm saying? Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, but how could? But that's insane.
Yeah. Well, here's what he could say. Actually, here's the one thing he can say that would basically ixnay everything.
Okay.
I'm withdrawing my candidacy as a Republican nominee for president.
No, people. You know what people would say? He's forced out.
No, they would say. You know why he's doing that? Because he doesn't have to run. Because he's already president. He's still president. Why would the president have to run again? If you're already president, if you're already running the country, why would you have to even? What? No.
Well,
See, he knows.
Supposedly, the word on the street is Joe Biden has agreed to debate Donald Trump twice, and it was funny. They're actually debating before the primary, the Democratic and Republican primaries before they're officially declared. But they're surmising that he's doing that because he is quote unquote losing in the polls because an incumbent wouldn't agree to, there'd be no reason for him to agree to debate the challenger unless he was losing.
But he was losing the polls before, and he won by 8 million votes.
But he's losing worse this time. He's losing in the swing states, and don't forget, it's not the general election that's going to determine. It's going to be the electoral college. So,
right.
Yeah, you
he won that by a landslide.
You could lose the popular election, just like he lost the popular election to Hillary Clinton, but he still won the presidency because he had 273 electoral votes. Yeah.
Well, no, we had people on. They've explained it to us. You remember that one woman we had on from with the Green Party?
Yeah.
Yeah. She explained it. There's only X amount of states that even make a difference.
Correct.
In
I
what
was
we're
just using the number of people by it.
So it is actually funny because he actually went to the Libertarian convention where I guess Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a Libertarian candidate.
No, he's not.
They
got somebody else.
Oh, they did. Okay, well, whatever. He went there and he said he was booed the entire time, but he goes, "Aren't you tired of getting 3% of the vote every 4 years?" So he's basically trying to convince them to vote for him. And of course, they acted like they were vampires with holy water got thrown on them. Their reaction was so visceral. Like it's just funny how he evokes so many emotions in people. I mean, there's literally like terrifying. It's just, but it's fast. I mean, I'm not me, but I think it's just fascinating to watch people just lose their shit.
It's literally a cult of personality.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's never been a president.
But even his opposition, I mean, it literally physically hurts them. You remember when he won the presidency, they showed people in the street like literally weeping because they thought Hillary Clinton was that was like locked up. I mean, that did look guaranteed. And when he won that, they just lost they just lost their shit. See, and then they were looked like they were at a funeral, So it was amusing to me. So.
Yeah, no, I called it. You can ask anybody. I called it.
Yeah. Do you know what the difference is? She conceded by noon the next day.
And he has yet to
lost
concede.
the popular. Yeah,
and he has yet to concede.
No, she won. She
won the vote. He lost the popular vote by like 3 million.
Yeah.
So it was definitely something that she could have hey, let's run the numbers or let's do this. Yeah. But no, noon the next day she conceded.
Because it's electoral college.
Because she's an adult.
Yeah,
she's an adult.
Yeah,
right.
She was the adult in the room. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because you know whatever the debate is going to be, nothing is going to be discussed. Nothing will be talked about. It will just be back and forth, ridiculous rhetoric and horrible. Just think of the horrible, awful things that Donald Trump is going to say about Joe Biden, right? And Joe's going to he's going to stumble through some stuff, and then Trump's going to go off on some tirade, and he's going to say, I mean, because he's getting worse, he's going to say some crazy ass shit, and normal people will be like, oh my God, it's getting worse, and his supporters would be like, do you see? He knows. You're right. Yeah. He knows. He knows what's going on inside. He was there.
But the funny thing is, without without giving favor to either one of them. I mean, Joe Biden physically does look, even though they're kind of the same age, they're only like 3 years apart. I mean, he looks really, really elderly now because they showed him like they showed a snippet of his debate from 2000.
Yeah, but really being president is difficult, Ted. What Donald Trump did wasn't really being president.
Well, I'm just saying, but appearances, optics,
watching
optics
Fox
meaning,
News,
yeah.
watching Fox News, and going out and saying random shit.
Yeah,
Having no, I mean, not a care in the world.
Yeah.
Just doing business as usual, trying to like.
Well, I guess they
fill
kind
the coffers.
well, it's like this. They kind of compared him to a guy who goes to a job interview, and you could just say like, you don't care if you get the job or not. You could just like, let's just say I'm a billionaire and I'm applying for a job at your place. I could just say whatever I want and being as insulting as I want because I don't care because you don't have any leverage over me. Like I don't need your job, so I can just say, well, this job really. I mean, I'm going to take the job, but you suck. The job sucks. All your teammates suck. So,
Yeah.
so-
All
but I'll still take the job.
So one thing before we get off Trump, the last week he said, I think either beginning of this week or last week, he said that if he gets elected, he's going to call Putin and he's going to get that American journalist, I think it's Evan Gershkovich, released. Right?
I think they're holding on some bullshit
right,
spy
but he
charges
said,
or something.
He said the day after he gets elected. So I was waiting for somebody to ask him why not just do it right now? If you can just call Putin,
Yep.
if Putin's your
Yep.
best friend, why not just give him a call? Because that's pretty fucking cruel to do. That's a really mean thing to do, to like say that if I get elected, this is going to happen. If I don't, this guy's going to rot in fucking prison.
Yeah.
Right? That's a pretty shitty thing to do. But then so somebody did ask him and say, well, what about all the people that were being held in Russia while you were president? You didn't call for any of them. And you know what he said? Wait till I'm elected. They're all coming back.
Yep.
They're all coming back once I'm elected.
Yep.
Yeah. So he went from one guy
Didn't have enough time.
to all the guys, and I was like, man, this is so bizarre to me, and it blew my mind. I had to say something because it's starting to build up now where I'm kind of freaked out.
Are you getting triggered? Have you been triggered yet?
No, I'm literally getting freaked out because I'm terrified of what we're going to end up with.
You know what will calm you down?
What's that?
A little movie mention.
You know what?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I do believe you are.
I'm glad this tirade's coming to an end.
I do believe you are absolutely right. Hold on, let me find your sponsor. Oh,
So
damn it.
someone's the adult in the room here. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, no, I don't. Shit. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's this piece of paper right in front of me.
Hey-o.
Isn't that what Johnny Carson used to do?
I guess.
Okay. It's time for Mark's movie mentions. Oh, wait, before we get to that, you said you saw Mad Max Furiosa, right?
Yeah.
And
In IMAX.
yeah, in IMAX. Did you know that Mad Max Furiosa barely beat out the Garfield movie this weekend?
I love that. I love when that happens. I love when like a serious, like dark movie that's like worth obviously tens of millions of dollars to produce it loses to a fucking cartoon. I love it.
Garfield's
No,
huge.
I think it's
or even like if
is
it's
it a cartoon?
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if
it's a cartoon.
yeah,
Okay, you
it's
ready?
hilarious.
And then I said, okay, I'm gonna make fun of Mark because he loved the movies so much.
I love Garfield. That was one of my favorites.
What?
I had all his books growing up.
Odie the dog. Odie was
All
the dog,
those-
right? Yeah.
I was a Calvin and Hobbes guy,
I liked them too, but
so
yeah.
so I had to look right because I was gonna shit all over Mark and say, oh, Garfield. You want to hear who's in Garfield the movie? And this is the third Garfield movie. Okay,
Doesn't Bill
And it
Murray still
hasn't
do
been-
the voice?
No. It hasn't
Bill
been a
Murray
thing.
was doing the voice in the other
Oh,
ones.
yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Oh.
Okay. So I didn't realize Garfield, anybody even cared about it right now. Okay. I had no idea that it was still a thing.
My mom I still have all those books. You know those rectangle
but-
books?
But you go to a movie once every 2 years. You're not going to movies. You
Not
want
to
to see
see
who's
Garfield. I'm not
You want
going
to
to that.
see who's in this? Whose voices? Chris Pratt, Samuel L. Jackson. You guys watch? Oh man, I'm trying to think of Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Okay, the super hot woman who owns the soccer team.
Oh, yeah, her.
Hannah Waddingham, Ving Rhames. I don't know if you know this name, Nicholas Holt. He's pretty big. Cicely Strong, Snoop Dogg is in that movie. Jeff
he is.
Foxworthy. These are all people that are in Garfield.
You know you're a redneck if
Well,
you know you're a kitty cat.
the funny thing is, the people who do those voiceover movies actually get paid more than if they were like in a regular role, and it's obviously less stress because you're just basically
yeah, but
going to the studio.
Garfield.
Yeah.
No one. There's no kid. There is no one under the age of 30.
Yeah, Garfield's
40
like long gone. Yeah,
that
Oh,
knows
no,
about
no,
Garfield.
he's
that's
been-
like
he's-
Bazooka Joe. Remember Bazooka Joe Bubblegum? That's like from the 1970s.
I'm sorry. No
yeah.
one knows it.
you know what they do now is he's been reintroduced. I mean, there's a Garfield cartoon on. Garfield's all over the place.
I don't think there's a single kid. Ask your son. Only if you haven't mentioned Garfield to him. Ask your son if he has any idea who Garfield is.
Well, how do you know? I mean, now they do because it's on billboards and it's advertising. So now they went and saw the movie
No, but
Garfield.
but the original Garfield,
But
they have no
your
idea
kid,
what that
you
is.
ask your two kids if
Yeah.
they have any idea what Garfield is. They say, "Oh, there's a movie about it. What is it? Oh, it's a dog. It's a horse.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Oh, hold on a second. Or is it aphids and ants?
You may not have noticed, or maybe you did.
Is this Sinatra?
No, that's William Shatner.
I know.
Look at Teddy. No, it's really. Are you on your phone right now?
I'm trying to Google it.
Google what?
You're a lying sack of shit.
I'm trying to Google
Aphids and ants.
aphids and ants. Wait,
Garfield eats aphids and ants.
aren't they an invasive? They're not invasive species, but they're bad
Aphids?
for your garden.
They're horrible. Yeah, they eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. Man, you were on your phone, you snaking son of
And
a
you were
bitch.
too for the fourth time.
Busted, Matt. You were busted.
He's not even drunk.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Movie mention.
Okay.
Movie mention.
It's time for Mark's Movie Mentions. Mark's Movie Mentions are brought to you by Discount Tire. Shop and order new tires and wheels online at the best prices with our famous customer service. Go to discounttire.com.
Is that the place that old lady threw the thing through the window? Tire
Yeah,
through the window?
yeah, discount. Yeah, I know. It never made sense to me because wouldn't that encourage you to throw tires through windows?
I think that's happened.
Yeah.
All right. So the movie I want to mention came out in 2020. It's called Uncle Frank.
Ooh,
It's an Amazon Prime movie. It's 95 minutes long. And what's great about it, it's written and directed by Alan Ball. Alan Ball is a real famous writer, and he also directed a lot of his stuff. But he was the guy that wrote 6 Feet Under, the show on HBO. American Beauty, that movie with
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
He
Oh,
wrote.
that was a good
He
movie.
wrote that movie. I'm not sure if he directed it, but and also True Blood on HBO, the vampire thing.
You know what? I didn't
That's
find
his.
that girl attractive enough to watch.
He wrote that, and then he did some TV like
I'm
Grace
very
Under
shallow.
Fire and Sybil. But anyway, so the movie starts. Paul Bettany, Sophia Lillis, Steve Zahn. You guys know Steve Zahn.
Love
He's a
Steve
gr-
Zahn.
yeah,
he's really funny.
yeah, he's in it, and P.D. McDeesey, who's actually Alan Ball's partner. He's gay. It's actually his partner. So the movie is set in 1969, goes to 1973. It's about a girl and her relationship with her family in South Carolina, specifically her Uncle Frank, her dad's brother, whom is her favorite of the family. He's because he moved out of South Carolina. He's a professor at New York University, so he comes back to visit once in a while, and he's like the most interesting person in the room. And she could relate to him being like a 14-year-old girl and talks to him and gives great advice. So that's the movie set up, and then he convinces her like, listen, you're smarter than everybody here. You need to
Because
get
it's
out
South
of
Carolina.
well, you need to get out of this town. Don't just go to South Carolina University or whatever. Go wherever you want. You get a scholarship, go wherever. So fast forward, like 5 years, whatever. She's 18, and she got into New York University where he's a professor. So she goes to New York and reconnects in a different, era, and finds out he's gay, and that's kind of the plot twist. So I'm not really giving much away, but so he turns out to be gay, and then she ends up in New York at her uncle's school, and then some things happen, twists and turns, and then there's a road trip back home, and it's a comedy drama, so there's some laughter, there's some tears for every viewer, but it's a fun movie. It's sad at times, but it comes full circle. It's a really good movie, man, and it is great acting. Oh, the acting is so good, and it moves really quick. Like I said, I mean, it's not a thing with me watching short movies. It's just most of these movies now are like 95, 96 minutes. Like movies used to be a long time ago.
Right.
Like the movie I saw at the Furiosa, that was 2.5 hours long. The movie, not
So it's half of a Flower Moon.
yeah, that movie's long. But no, it's an Amazon Prime movie, so it's streaming on Amazon Prime for free if you have a membership, and you might be able to rent it. I'm not sure, but it's called Uncle Frank, Alan Ball movie. It's fucking great. It's a really good movie, and it's like kind of what our thing. We didn't know anything about it really. It just kind of came up, and I'm like, that looks interesting. Saw the preview, but it's a great story. It's got everything in it. Comedy, drama. I recommend it.
So on the road trip back, is it just constant stops to go to the bathroom?
No. No. Oh, and I will tell you this: Paul Bettany, the lead in it, plays Uncle Frank. He's married to Jennifer Connelly, That actress from
In real life,
yeah,
she is. Man, I've always found
she's
her
great. I know,
incredibly attractive.
Yeah, that's her husband. So yeah, it's good.
Paul Bettany.
Bettany. I'm sorry, I'm saying
He played
Bettany.
Vision in. He's the blonde guy.
Yeah,
Tall.
yeah.
He's
Bettany.
English.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh man, I love.
Yes,
him.
yeah.
He's in the tennis movie.
Okay, Bettany. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing.
No, so he's in the tennis movie with. Oh man, they're both. Him and this other girl are professional. They're both professional tennis players, and they hook up.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't.
He's a
think of-
really good actor, man.
dude. I love him.
Dude, he's great in this movie. I mean, he's really great.
Oh man,
actually, everybody in this movie. I mean, Alan Ball's partner, Peter McDicey, he's awesome in it. Steve Zahn's always quirky and good in his stuff. But it's a good movie. I mean, Uncle Frank.
All right, cool.
Oh wow, I'm looking up this.
Yeah, Paul.
Wimbledon.
Bettany. Okay.
Wimbledon.
Yeah,
Paul Bettany's in
Bettany,
Wimbledon.
I keep
I've heard
saying
him, but I
Bettany.
can't remember. Please.
Dude, it's just I don't know why I like it. It's like that J-Lo movie, Made in Manhattan. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Another weird one. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Love that movie
Yeah.
too.
Oh, I like that movie. He's not in that one.
No. But I just enjoy. There's just certain weird movies that don't
Yeah.
apply to me
What was
whatsoever that I
movie?
enjoy.
Blades of Glory, where's the figure skater, and he's going to do that.
Dude, that's Will Ferrell.
Sarah, like Peter Sarah or
Vote for
something.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's
that is-
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, you know he has a twin brother, right?
There are two.
The
of
actor
them.
that played Napoleon
I
Dynamite,
didn't
he's
know
got a
that.
brother.
Uh-huh.
They look exactly the same.
Okay.
They're
That
twins. He's got a twin brother. Yeah,
that is one of the most horrifying
It's
things I
hilarious,
have ever
dude.
heard in my life.
but I don't even think his brother's an actor or anything. Not that. I
Gets
mean,
mistaken for one.
So he's
sometimes.
just
my kids haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite.
really.
Actually, no. One of them has and one of them hasn't. I think. No, actually, they've both seen it. It was a different movie. But that's a. Oh no, I know what it is. My son, they've seen the movie many times. I'm mistaken. My youngest's girlfriend, she's never seen it, and he's trying to convince her to see it, and she's kind of reluctantly. She's like, no interest. I'm like, dude, it's a great movie.
It is. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I
stupid.
love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's one of
Been
those
a
cult.
been a long time since I seen
It is.
that
It
movie,
is very cult classic-y. It is.
Yeah, instant. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you know what? It's like a celebration of dorks. It is. It is really. It is like the calling card. If you're a dork,
Yeah, what was the premise of that movie again? I can't real
just a
quick.
couple of dorks.
Okay.
Grandma broke her Cossacks. So Uncle, what the fuck's his name?
I don't, all I remember is vote for Pedro. That is literally all I remember. Vote for Pedro. All right. So this one is kind of weird, and we golf, so I thought it
Uncle Rico.
it pays attention. Okay, it kind of fits in. All right. There's a. Have you guys ever been to an actual real country club, like a private member country club?
I think I drove to one by mistake, thinking it was a public one, and then I realized it wasn't.
You
but
were
no,
you were beaten.
it was beaten and
flogged.
escorted from the premises.
I was tarred and feathered immediately,
I
and
drove-
then asked to leave.
I drove past a country club, but I don't think I've ever been. in a
I
private-
was at one before, and it was about. I want to say it was about 15 years ago. I was invited for it was a member guest scramble.
oh yeah.
So
Oh,
and it
cool.
was this. I don't think it's there anymore, but it was Palumbo Construction. When you're
Yeah.
on 90, you see the Palumbo.
Yeah.
So it was like that next exit, maybe Randall Road or something like that. We drove by it the other day going to Huntley.
I don't know
You
if
can't
that's
see-
I don't know if it's a.
No, there's a
Oh,
golf.
you know what? I think I think it is.
What?
I think it's still there.
It's called Black Hill. It was called like Black
It's-
Rock or something like
yeah,
that.
I think it's still there.
But it was his. He built it. It
Oh
was
yeah.
amazing. So when I didn't know, I had no experience going to these clubs. I didn't know this. So after your round, they have this full on dinner. But after your round, you get a locker. You bring all your things, set them in the locker room, take a shower. There's like attendants down there, and it's just like insane.
Do they wash you? Were
No.
you cleansed?
No, but you could. I mean, you could take a steam. You could go steam, shower, and you got like an hour before the whole dinner and things happen. So you got like it was
God
crazy.
damn.
Actually, there was
And
actually
the club. It was beautiful.
You know what's funny? There's actually a guy on YouTube I saw not too long ago. I guess he went to a private club. He was from England, and I guess he was just he basically said, "What does $25,000 get you?" So he went to a private club in Scottsdale, where I guess Bob Parsons, who's the founder of PXG, is kind of like the he actually I think he owns that club. And they just showed all the how obviously it's an awesome club. All the amenities are great. The clubhouse is great. Top of the line treatments. And so basically, he was just saying this is what $25,000. It wasn't like they even joined the club. It was just to have the experience at the club as like kind of a guest, as a guest.
Oh, so you could get a one-day, like a $25,000
it was like 2 or 3 day thing for like $25,000, and he goes, "This is what $25,000." Obviously, he didn't pay the $25,000 because it's just a promo. But if you had spent the $25,000, this is what you get for 2 or 3 days.
That's a smart way for a club to make some money.
Yeah.
Be like a weekend guest.
Yeah, weekend guest basically.
All right, so I've been to a couple. Park Ridge, right around here, has a country club. So I've been there with Turner. Yeah, I've been there with Billy Turner a couple times.
He's a member there?
Yeah. They don't care about how good you are. You can be the world's shittiest golfer and still be a member of the country club. Yeah.
Well, we know people who are members of.
And it's amazing because when Billy plays there, he has his best rounds ever. It's amazing. It's like our buddy Jimmy. It's like our buddy Jimmy Marr.
You get the club bounce. Right?
Well, it's like our buddy Jimmy Marr. He goes to Florida and he shoots in the 70s every day. He plays 8 rounds in 7 days. He shoots in the 70s.
Comes back with a 4 handicap.
Yeah. No, none of those ever get added. Yeah, none of those ever get added.
Those are just practice rounds.
And then he comes here and he shoots in the 90s, and he gets it's ridiculous. But there's a
I can't wait till he confronts you on that.
He can confront.
He listens to the show.
I know. I'm going to kick his ass all the time. Don't worry about it. So there's a club.
I'm not worried about it.
There's a club in D.C. and I'm trying to find. I can't think of what the name is. It's like the
Bobolinks,
the Virginia Golf and Country Club.
Yeah.
Okay,
something
and
something.
Oh,
swanky.
the JJ Golf and Country Club.
It is something. It is almost something like that. So they're in the news. They're in the news because they're going to do a $5 million remodel and rehab to just a certain part of the club, and I guess outside people found out. So they have 2 things in there, and it's kind of cool. They have a women's only and a men's only grill. Okay. So there's 2 of these. Okay, and they're going to do there's a couple hundred members. They're going to do a rehab on the men's only grill.
So the $5 million is just for the grill.
No. There's a few hundred going into the women's only grill.
Oh, good. Okay.
Let's see. I don't. Oh man, I had it somewhere.
Is this taxpayer funded rehab?
No.
Or is this
it's
member
not a
funded.
taxpayer-funded rehab.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Bear Stadium. My mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's a Washington Golf and Country Club in Virginia. Okay. They're going to try to modernize their men's-only place. It's a place where only the men are allowed. They do have a female-only grill.
So here,
it's out back. It does not have electricity, running water, or a cement floor. It's basically a barn.
the women's.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not nearly as nice.
So they got a budget of $5,200,000. $5 million's going to one grill, and $200 is going to the other grill.
So are you ready?
Guess which?
You ready? The women. So they're redoing the whole men's grill. The women are getting new chairs and drapes. There's no bullshit. No bullshit. The women are getting new chairs and drapes.
Is Harrison Buckner supervising this rehab?
It seems like it, right? And the guys are getting everything, and so people found out, right? And their people are
were they outraged?
Well, here's what had
the inequity balance.
Here's what had to happen, right? So once they found out that they were doing this, and they had a men's only and a women's only,
they had to walk it back,
right? There are senators, CEOs, White House staffers.
Oh, they find out who the members are,
right? So they found out who the members are, and then those people,
them.
and out of the couple hundred people, there were like a dozen or so people that were like, "Oh, we're outraged.
Yeah.
This is you know what we don't like that there's a women's only, we don't like that there's a men's only, and we think that the idea in this day and age having a men's only segregated area is a terrible idea. It really is a terrible idea.
Well, you have to understand how these clubs work. They're very quirky. They're very exclusive.
130 years old.
Yeah, so they're very exclusive, right?
Yeah,
and they're
President
very
Eisenhower,
quirky.
2 presidents.
Yeah.
It's like the club here. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but it's in the northwest suburbs, west suburbs, where it's a men's only club. There's no women allowed out of their cars.
I remember that. Yeah, they can't even park in a certain spot.
Right, I know somebody who's a member there, a prominent.
Just say
guy.
it.
Bobolinks.
Yeah, Bobolink.
Bobolink. So Bobolink,
It's such a harmless sounding name too. Bobolinks.
Yes.
It sounds
Oh,
like a
Teddy,
Ditka.
we saw
sounds
it.
like a hot
It's-
dog joint.
That's the one on the other side of Sunset Valley.
Oh, that's the one. Okay,
so
I
Ted,
didn't know
so
that. All right,
Ditka has a membership there. It's like very exclusive, but it's men only. There's no women. There's no women servers. It's all men. So obviously, most of these
hot.
men are married or in relationship. So if they get dropped off or picked up by their significant other, they're not allowed to leave the parking lot. They're not allowed to get out of their cars. They're not allowed to pull up. They could wait in a parking lot and then
in a designated
in
area.
a designated area. So the women collectively started complaining about this because sometimes they're waiting in a designated area that's far away in their cars for long periods.
Because the guys don't give a shit.
Right. So what they said is fine. Okay, how can we resolve this?
How
So
about
they
you just drive to the course yourself in your
Okay.
own car?
maybe they do, and then they're drunk and they get it right home. I don't know. Do you want to just
No,
ruin
you know
the
what?
story here? Okay.
No, that's funny. That the women have to. They're forced. The men can't drive themselves. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What they end up doing, they're like, so they conceded a little bit. You're right. You can't get out of your car and stuff. So they built them a house. They built a house in the parking lot so that they can, like a clubhouse, so that when the women show up, they can wait for their men. That's how stupid this is.
The men folk.
They could wait for them in that clubhouse. So they built this. I mean, obviously they're billionaires and millionaires.
sure.
Right? So they built this clubhouse for the women. I don't know, 2,000 square foot, whatever. So it's built. Now it's ready. Now they can use it. So they go in there. They immediately find all these flaws and have all these requests. So they draft this letter and they give it to the board. And they got an itemized list. They want drapes because there's no window dressings. And it's just they want this, they want that, they want this. The board got the letter.
I know what happens.
The next day they raised it. Gone. Fuck it.
I knew it.
They built it. They built it. It was up for a day.
Wow.
And 24 hours later they got this letter. The next day they raised the fucking bill and they said, "Fuck it, wait in your cars."
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one coming.
Dude,
I-
no,
It's
as soon
the
as he said
funniest fucking story I
Yeah.
heard. This happened about 12 years ago.
It was probably a nice building too that they tore down, right?
They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Done. Wait in your car.
So okay, so with this one, this is kind of
That's
cool.
how crazy these clubs are.
I can see it. I can see it because so they had a couple of people, right? And they had this big. So this guy runs a law firm, big DC law firm, very very big DC law firm. And they interviewed him, and he goes, you know what? I'm embarrassed. He said, I'm literally embarrassed having to explain to my wife, my daughter, my girlfriend, the paralegal I'm banging on the side, that
And
this.
my other mistress
Yeah.
that I failed to mention.
Yeah, well, the side.
Sorry, Trixie.
The side
side
piece.
guma.
Sorry,
side
Trixie.
guma.
The side chick. Yeah, the
Yeah.
stash chick. I'm sorry.
And said he's actually embarrassed that he has to explain this to all these people that this exists. Okay,
He's embarrassed he got caught.
No. He's embarrassed that
Yeah.
this
Let
this
him
this
finish
system exists, right?
Okay.
So then the person interviewing him said, "Okay, so obviously you're going to quit to show your displeasure." His words, "That would be impossible." That was how he ended it. That would be impossible.
Wow.
So he's humiliated. He's embarrassed. There's very few words to describe how bad he feels that he's going to be there tomorrow.
For the first tea time of the day.
Yeah. And it's so funny. Listen, I get it. If it was a public thing, yeah, obviously that would be a terrible thing. But these people can do whatever the fuck they
At
want.
some point, you gotta let people do what they want. They're not killing anybody. They're not
Well,
hurting
it's
anybody.
private- it's
and if you don't
money.
like it,
Hey,
don't be
Yeah.
part of it.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
Right.
it's a private club. It's
Yes.
not public.
It's not
there's no
it's-
public money going
yeah.
into it. So yeah, I guess you can technically do those things.
Right. And if enough people, if there's hundreds of members, because there's a couple hundred members, if there's enough of them that leave, right, or complain, or, I guess your biggest complaint is to not be there anymore, right, to go to a club where you can just sit with the women folk. Yeah. Oh, God. I just threw up my own mouth. Yeah. And then it would end. But clearly, they have no interest in ending this.
Everybody's on board.
Yeah, and by the way, they approved the $5 million thing months ago. So when people found out a couple weeks ago, and were and some like outside people were complaining, all the board members, and there are women board members. There's one of the women is, oh man, I can't remember. She's the CEO of something really, really big. Yeah, but they got their own lady place.
Yeah.
They got their own. Yeah, they got you're right. And everybody approved this. Everybody approved it. Nobody complained.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're on board with it. I mean, yeah, is it right in the scheme of things? Probably not. But like I said, there are certain things that people just want a certain way, And as long as it's kind of like that Harrison Buckner thing. There was a lot of outrage over his speech. I didn't hear the whole speech, but he's a conservative Christian who was invited to a conservative Christian school, giving a commencement speech to a conservative Christian audience who were very receptive to what he had to say, even though in the mainstream it might be frowned upon. So it's kind of the same analogy you're given with the private country club. Yeah. So
yeah, and and the people that are complaining about this are the same people that say, don't worry about what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's two sides to
what
every
do you
story.
give a shit about?
Yeah, I mean, do you want them to get
billionaires?
involved in something
Yeah.
that they might disagree with in your lifestyle or the way you do things? That's why it's just, what, fuck it. I don't even.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
It might grind my gears, but what do I
Yeah.
care?
Are you kidding me? Come on, man. There is no way.
No, not this specifically, but I mean, just in general. Like
Yeah.
something might grind my gears, but I'm not getting involved. It's not. I don't give a fuck.
Right. I mean, you can
it's not
say. I
affecting
mean,
my like Ted said, it's not affecting my pocketbook. It's not like taxpayer money. It's not. I mean, it's not.
Right.
Alex said, is that the hill you want to die on? Like, is this really so important in your life that if a club you're probably never going to be asked to join,
Never.
and that you can't afford to join even if you wanted to? So it's
no
really a non-starter.
way.
It's really a non-starter.
The
like,
money-
like Butler National, right?
Yeah.
You say it's like $250,000 for the membership, Butler National.
yeah, something like that. One of the guys we know, his father-in-law was like the number 7 guy in Butler.
Jesus.
Yeah, so there's big money in that. Okay, last thing. Okay, I don't like trials, but there's a trial going on. American
Do you
Airlines.
like tribulations?
I do like trials. I don't like trials, but I do like tribulations. All right, so this is kind of weird. American Airlines, it has a trial, and this was the weirdest story. You guys had to have seen this. There was a flight attendant on an American Airlines, and it just didn't make any sense. He was a dude. He was luring girls into the toilets on airplanes that he was working on, and he was taping his phone to the seat and getting little kids, little girls, to go to the bathroom. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
I did
weird.
read that story. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's in a shitload of trouble, obviously.
Oh yeah, he's fired.
Yeah, he's
oh, by the way, mentioned in the story, he was fired.
How does that happen?
Yeah, that's what I didn't get. But then I started thinking about it. So my first thought was, how does a guy like, what does he walk up to all the little kids? Hey, girl, you want to go to the toilet?
Who's
right?
got a tinkle?
Right. And he's taping his phone to the seat, so he's got to know who's there.
Airplane bathroom's pretty small too. I mean, it seems like there's really nowhere to hide. I mean, you've been in an airplane bathroom, and
Right.
they're like tiny.
It's so they showed what it looked like, and it was kind of obvious, I guess. But if you're not looking for it,
I
it's
suppose.
dark. How would you even know? But my first thought was, how is he getting kids into? How's he getting your kid
That's what I mean.
into the toilet
if you
like, at that
Well,
exact time?
if you don't have to use the bathroom, number one, like you want to use the I'm like, I don't have to use the bathroom.
Right. I mean, is he just grabbing little kids and throwing them in the toilet? It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then I thought of this: you're a mom, you got a 7-year-old and a baby.
You trust a flight attendant to walk
Right.
into the
Right.
bathroom. Yeah.
Your baby's crying. Your kid wants to go to the bathroom. You're doing whatever. And then he comes up and he's probably, sick as this sounds, really nice and really sweet. And, he's like, he's doing that thing and he's helping you.
Well,
And-
they showed a picture of his mugshot. He was like a pretty good looking guy, which is pretty not that matters, but I'm saying you trust people who are I hate to say it, but we live in a society where if someone's like a better looking person perceived, you want to trust them more because you don't think someone like that would do
Right.
something shitty like that. So
Right, but I mean, I could see it. Then I started to think, there is a time when you could be just so flustered and so whatever. And let's say you're doing this, and
Yeah,
he's
but that's a one-off scenario. It's not happening on every flight.
right, and so that's why.
That's a scenario where it could happen.
Right,
Or,
so-
or he could just be saying, "Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you could buy that, right? I mean, there could be somebody across the aisle from you who's doing the same thing. I don't know how he would get his phone typed on there, or even a woman could do
See,
it, whatever.
I thought it was like a video camera. I didn't realize it was his phone.
No, so he literally taped his phone onto it. It's really weird. Okay,
what if he got a call?"
Well, he can't because it's on airplane mode. You're on.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
in so-
The jig is up.
so wrong. Why am I laughing?
Uh-oh. That's how he got busted, by the way.
Oh,
He turned the plane off airplane.
Mommy, the toilet started ringing. What?
Oh my God.
Toilets don't ring. Well, his phone did.
Oh man.
I just saw someone's email address.
That is. Oh my God. Mommy, my butt was talking. So here's the thing. So obviously this guy's fired. American Airlines is now, and this is the other weird part. American Airlines is obviously being sued,
Of course,
right?
Yep.
So they're in court, and they got themselves a nice law firm, okay,
High-powered firm.
high powered firm, and they kind of went about it just a little wrong. So they had to put up a defense, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to kind of blame it on, they want to say it's not us.
He's a rogue. If I'm the defense counsel, this is a rogue. This is a rogue employee who obviously was operating outside the scope of his employment. Right?
We have to say
Hold
that.
on, hold on a second.
He was arrested.
Without our knowledge.
Sir?
No, they don't need to even say anything like that.
People of the jury, we specifically have a don't tape your phone to the seat and record people
if
taking
you're
a
American,
shit.
if you're the defendant in a
for
case like
for
this,
American Airlines,
you don't
Airlines,
say
yeah.
anything. There's nothing you can.
But their lawyer did.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, yeah.
What did he say?
Their lawyer did.
What did he say?
Okay, so he might have gone about it a little wrong. He said he came up with a good plan. Well, not a good plan. He said that he wanted to place blame on somebody else, right?
We need
And
to
he
assign
said that
blame,
he
yeah.
said that the kids were to blame. Specifically, they brought the case up of there was a 9-year-old girl who was on that phone, and said that she should have noticed that there was a cell phone taped to the seat. And obviously, he said that in court. And that night, it got out onto the news, and everybody lost their shit.
That's crazy.
But that was their plan. And so American obviously said, we fired these guys. We're getting a new law firm and all that kind of stuff.
Obviously, yeah.
But then I started thinking about it again. I'm always kind of rethinking this through. If you have a defense, okay, let's just say we're being sued for something, right? We're part of okay, this is what we're going to do tomorrow in court. We're going to do this. We're going to say this, and this is our defense to save you guys money. American had to know that this was coming.
They should just pay. It should just be done. They should take all the extra money they make by selling seats that you already pay for.
Oh, the extra $25 for this.
They should take all the money they collect from those fucking morons that want to get on the plane first. You pay $20 to get on the plane first, right?
Yeah.
You could jump to assignment number A and get on the plane first. All those fees collectively should go into a fund. So when this happens, they just pay it out. Here, Your Honor, what can we say? What can we say?
It is weird, right? You would think that you would just give them the money.
Here's $1 million. Just move on.
I don't know details of the story, but here's what probably happened. They probably tried to offer a settlement before they got sued. Because let's assume there's more than one victim, right? Let's just say there's 5 or 6.
Multiple
so
victims.
it's probably a class action. I don't know how many people.
That's
need
not that many.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
But you got 5, 6 people. They probably tried to settle before trial or before suit was filed, and it failed. So then obviously they sued them, and obviously it didn't settle it during a mediation or an arbitration. So now it's actually going to a jury. So yeah, chances are American Airlines is going to lose a substantial amount, with the jury.
But they couldn't lose more money than if they just paid it and we never heard about this.
Yeah.
There's no way.
But you don't know what they were asking for.
Whatever it is.
There's no defense.
Let's just say they wanted $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's $50 million. I do it. Barely anybody pays attention to it. It's not a story. Or it becomes a story where a guy says, you know who's really at fault here?
Yeah,
who's really at fault?
The kids.
for being videotaped when they weren't allowed to, and they were very young kids. You know who's to blame? Those fucking kids. You know who the dumbest fucking people in this room are? These fucking kids. You see these 4 fucking kids right here?
Well, that Harvard law degree isn't going to waste. I mean, those lawyers make probably about $1,000 an hour, $500 an hour with the high-powered firms. Yeah, so he thought about that for a while before he.
Like I said, I don't think there's any defense. You just
right. You just have to give them the money. You have nothing. I mean, it's not your. By the way, it's not American Airlines' fault that this guy's doing it. Right? How would you know if one guy tomorrow walks into an American Airlines thing and God forbid does something horrible and thousands of people die? It's not their fault. They didn't tell this guy, hey man, put on a vest or sink this plane or do whatever.
But you know what? Here's the bottom line. American Airlines is still vicariously liable for the actions of this guy. Even though if I was the lead counsel for American Airlines, obviously I would make the argument, of course not blame the victims, but I would say obviously this is a rogue employee.
You're right.
Operating these sick sexual fantasies of his own because God knows what he was doing with those recordings. Because obviously he's using them to probably post it on for like porn websites dark web, whatever. Yeah, we don't know what he's doing. But the point is, it's a rogue employee who's operating without our knowledge. We're sorry, but obviously that does not represent the values of American Airlines. See, I can do that
again,
and I don't know anything.
It's in the employment handbook. Don't tape your phone to the fucking toilet seat.
What if they said, Your Honor, the reason we didn't know this was going on is because the other cameras that we have in the bathroom were not working.
Yeah, exactly.
He disabled the cameras that we put in all the bathrooms. They would have been like, what?
Just to check on our passengers.
Son of a bitch. And Sir, and you know what? I think I can make everybody happy with just one simple thing. One simple thing, sir. Whoa, oh, damn it, is it not working?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Fuck.
This sucks.
Oh, Jackson's listening to something. I couldn't play the goddamn song. I wanted to play Chomp Chomp, the shitbag. I don't know what it is.
Jackson's listening to a
So
song.
Jackson is...
You guys are sharing an account?
Yeah, so we
Are
are...
you a child?
Hold on. Damn
What,
it.
is
You
that
ever
Spotify?
You ever heard
Yeah.
sharing a Netflix password? It's kind of the same
Yeah,
concept,
but you can
right?
get 7 family members on that account. He's just not paying.
You've come to feast and dine.
So, yes,
He's
Jack
just
just
stealing
cut you
it.
off.
Yeah, he's just stealing it now. Damn it, that's the Rhino's Guard. That's my favorite song.
Do you
on
have
this
like a
entire
single
thing.
Spotify account that you guys all share?
Yes.
You
Why?
don't
Is
have
that-
a
is that
family
wrong?
account? Pay up. Pay up, sucker.
There's a pack that I sometimes feel from my tail to my neck. Even my horn and even my head comes the peck, the rhino said.
All right, dude, we're losing.
Sorry. I'm just. I will be. Listen to me. For the next several shows, there will be a lot of William Shatner. A lot. Too much William Shatner.
Get him on the show.
Yeah.
If you could find him.
Too much William Shatner. Okay, so sorry. I had to go through this. Some of the things that happen in the world are just so bizarre to me that they just blow my mind. All right, put an end to this thing. Mark, you're first. Last thoughts.
All right. Obviously, look in the toilet before you get in
Yeah,
in
you
the
have
loo
to
on an
now,
airplane.
right?
Look before you leap.
Everywhere
before you leave.
Everywhere you go, look in the toilet. Hard. Not hard, but look good.
If you're able and you can afford it, hire Ted to defend you.
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job
Yeah.
so far. Yeah.
And he's not even he didn't even pass the bar yet.
No.
Wait, Ted never passes the bar. He always stops at the bar.
Passed under the limbo
Yeah,
bar.
Ted has
The
never
limbo bar,
passed
yeah.
the bar in his entire life. I can tell you this.
He's
for
under
a fact.
bar.
Yeah.
He goes to the bar.
He goes to
He
the bar.
never's passed the bar. He's never passed the bar in his
Never.
life.
Never. He'll never pass the bar.
He'll go in.
Yeah. All right, Teddy, last thoughts.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Let's go.
You know what? That would be a better song. That would be a way better song than whatever this is.
Please remain, said the grazing rhino. What's
Yes. It's like a
It's
sickness.
addicted.
It is. You know what? I'm just gonna be tonight. I'm gonna put a couple drinks in me, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what I need right now? A little William Shatner. All right. So next week, we will be recording on Wednesday. Don't freak out. We are gonna have on
Wait,
Cheryl
when are we recording?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday. We're going to have on Cheryl Wadsworth. She is the representative for the Yale Bologna Fest. Yeah. So Yale, Michigan, I think that's the Yale Bologna Company. They have
Not the university, the town in Michigan.
You know what? I don't know if they're not related. I
Yale,
cannot.
Michigan. Wait, is it Yale University?
Yale's in
no,
Connecticut.
it's Yale, Michigan.
Yeah,
It's the
Ye-
Yale
oh,
Bologna
I think-
Company.
Yeah, no, Yale,
Yeah.
Michigan's not related to University.
So wait, Yale is not in Michigan.
Isn't there like a Yale? Isn't
yeah.
there a Yale lock too?
The
Yale locks. There's like a.
Is
there-
there-
yeah, they would make padlocks.
oh my God, there's so
There's a
much
lot of Yale.
bologna in the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
There is so much
A lot of
bologna.
bologna on this show.
Ted's full of it. Yeah.
A lot of bologna on this show.
But yeah, so they will have a weekend bologna fest. So if you are free and you are in Michigan next, it's not coming up next weekend. We're just having her on. But if you're in Michigan coming up, and we'll get the dates and everything, yeah, it's a whole festival.
I will tell you this: Yale, Michigan is up there.
UP, it's UP.
Yeah, it's
upper
way
mid-
up.
yeah.
No, it's not the UP. It's on the other side. It's like by Sandusky.
oh yeah,
Okay.
it's way up there.
Okay.
It's way up there. Yeah.
So it's way north of Detroit.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if we'll talk about it. We'll give you the dates and everything. But yeah, if you're a bologna person, and man, I tell you what, I honestly, if I had 50,000 slices of bologna in my life, I'd probably off by a little bit. I'm probably under a little bit. I literally lived on bologna.
They're just across from Port Huron, almost by the Canadian border.
Wow, they're up there.
Oh yeah, hey there, eh? All right. So yeah, so she's going to be on next week. It's going to be a blast. Keep listening. Hit us up on social media. Do those likes, man. I know you guys are listening, and I know nobody likes it because I don't do that. Whenever I listen to a show or anything, I don't hit likes. But
Yeah.
if you can, do it.
You don't hit likes?
I don't.
It's not
I
subscribe, right? It's not subscribe. It's just a like, right? You're not subscribing to anything. You say
Right.
like,
You just
yeah.
have to, whatever you're listening on, if you hit the likes, listen, do it. I never do. The only thing I
Even-
do is
even on-
social media stuff. That's all I do.
You're talking about liking a post?
No, I'm talking about like liking the show from whatever venue you listen.
Oh.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Google, if you're listening on Audible or Spotify, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
you know, like when you watch something on YouTube, like whoever's hosting, if it's like an amateur, they say, "Oh, hit like and subscribe." So I'm assuming you could hit like without the subscribe part, but that's how they get their,
I honestly don't know. So
sponsorship.
I will
Are you gonna
leave
play
you.
us out?
Yeah, I'm gonna play us out. Enjoy, and we will see everybody next week.